Smile is a new horror film that is out in theaters right now. This one is directed by Parker Finn. It stars Sosie Bacon, Kyle Gallner, I think is his name. Jesse T. Usher plays A-Train on The Boys. So when I saw him in the movie, I was like, holy shit, what is A-Train doing in this movie? Pretty talented cast, and I'm gonna be very vague here for the story and the plot synopsis of this movie. I'm gonna borrow bits and pieces from IMDb. After a very traumatic incident involving a patient of hers, Dr. Rose Cotter all of a sudden begins experiencing a bunch of strange and frightening new happenings occurring in her life. As these bizarre events get worse and worse and they start taking over her life, she has to kind of reach into her past to kind of uncover some trauma so that she can deal with her new reality, which might have some deadly consequences. And also, a lot of people in this movie have really creepy ass smiles on their face. Like, you remember the rape face that Anakin made when he was looking at Padme in Attack of the Clones? Yep, just like that. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I saw the posters, I saw the trailer, I saw those advertisements that they had at baseball games and shit. You guys see the promotion for this movie, like at the baseball games and soccer games? Like, they had paid actors in the crowd, like smiling creepily at the camera when it zoomed to get a shot of the crowd. Like, I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. Regardless, you saw all the promotion for this movie. You're probably thinking, okay, I saw Truth or Dare whenever Truth or Dare came out, that other Blumhouse movie with a bunch of stupid people smiling. You're probably going into this movie thinking, how stupid is this movie gonna be? And you know what? I mean, it's not that stupid. Sure, there's some stupid shit that happens in the movie, but that happens in almost every horror movie, right? It takes its character and its stories and its themes very seriously. I gotta say, it's really entertaining too. For starters, I do want to appreciate the performances here. I don't want that to get lost. Sosie Bacon, I think it's Sosie, could be Susie, but I doubt it because there's not a U in her name. Sosie Bacon is definitely the star of this movie as the centerpiece. If she does not work, the movie does not work. And luckily, she is putting in some serious work in this movie. She's very vulnerable, and for a movie that's trying to deal with some heavier stuff, like in terms of mental illness, mental health and stuff like that, I thought that she portrayed a full range of emotions to really make you empathize with her character in this one. Jesse T. Usher, he's not as much of a douche as he is in The Boys, so it was kind of weird because like 20 minutes into the movie, I'm like, why haven't you done or said anything dickish right now? Like, this isn't you, man. This isn't you. Holy shit, now I feel like those douchebags that harassed the kid that played Joffrey Baratheon on Game of Thrones, except obviously I didn't harass Jesse T. Usher or anything, but shame on all you people who harassed that kid. He was doing a great job playing Joffrey. I miss you, Joffrey. A movie like this, great atmosphere, great tone, is definitely something that you want to try to achieve in the best way possible. I like the different tricks that Parker Finn was doing with the camera in this movie. He would take shots that would seem conventional, seem normal, and he would like flip them on their head. He would shoot them at a different angle. He kind of opened the whole bag in terms of camera work here, and I thought it really added to the cinematography of the movie. I'm gonna warn you here, this movie does have a shit ton of jump scares. There's a lot of jump scares in a movie like this. Like, they're constant. There's a lot of dream sequences. There's a lot of fake jump scares where it's like, oh, that wasn't scary, but goddamn, I'm kind of scared now. It's the type of movie that's trying to make you feel anxious, you know? It's trying to get you on your edge. I'm not a huge fan of jump scares, but I thought that most of the jump scares were effective in this movie, you know, up to a certain point. Things that helped with the jump scares in this movie was great sound design, some interesting mixing with the musical score. The musical score was also very haunting, and I thought it added something here too. Feels like almost every scene in this movie ends with something exciting happening, so there's almost always like a huge, like, what the fuck transition into another scene. I think that's a pretty effective way to keep the audience on their toes for a movie like this. Like I said, the jump scares, most of them are effective in this movie up to a certain point. For me, that point was about an hour. There was an hour into the movie where I was like, okay, no mas, I can't do this anymore, please stop. It does get kind of boring and tedious the longer the movie goes on, and the more jump scares that they try to hit you with, the more fake dreams that you have to go through. It's just kind of like, okay, I get it, movie, you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes. It's not working, you're still trying. Please stop trying. When you have cliches in a movie like this, some parts of the story are gonna feel a little bit predictable here. Also, there are certain relationships that pop up in the movie that I feel like the movie could have focused on a little bit more, fleshed out a little bit more. For some of the themes about mental health that they were going for, I thought some of the emotion in the movie would have hit a little bit harder if they'd actually developed these relationships and made them feel real. Also, the whole gimmicky thing in terms of the smiles and stuff, like, yeah, it's creepy and it looks kind of funny, and there's some unintentional humor that comes from that. I do wish the movie had kind of tried to explain the smile thing a little bit more in the movie. Like, they kind of explain it but not really, and it kind of leaves you wanting a little bit more. If you like jump scares, even if you don't like jump scares, it's just hard for me to imagine you're not going to be somewhat entertained by this movie. Smile is probably going to have you leaving the theater with a smile on your face. I'm going to leave this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Those are my thoughts on Smile. Tell me, have you seen it? What did you think about it? What is your favorite horror movie of the year so far? Leave that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.